Well, Tony, sadly, another disappointing display and result this afternoon. Why do you think that it didn't go to plan?
Um, well, we lost some ridiculously easy goals from their perspective, really, which is so unlike us. I think it's since I've arrived, I genuinely didn't feel any threat from the opposition set plays and corners. Bartley or Hegham are normally heading them away every week. Today, before we could even blink, really, we were a goal down from a set play, which is so unlike the team. I thought for staff, I've told the team, I'm not talking out of turn. I thought we lacked a little bit of courage for staff to play. I think that is it a pressure to play at home? It shouldn't be. It should be a privilege to play at home and enjoy the ball and attack and play forward and get on the ball. And yet we played sideways and backwards too much for staff. Particularly, I thought it improved second half after the changes. And yet we lost another ridiculous, silly goal at the death there. And I thought there was some positive signs for that half an hour that the team, after the changes, I think we looked as if we could get back into the game. But yeah, we left with nothing and disappointed. And yeah, I need to, and I've questioned them in there. I've questioned their bravery, really, if that's what it is. Not bravery physically, but bravery to get on the ball and play, because that's the way I believe West Bromwich Albion should be the team, particularly at home, attacking the opposition goal, having the ball, putting shots in, putting crosses in, playing with intensity. And yet, as I said, that didn't manifest itself today.
You made a quadruple change in the second half, Tony. We got a goal back through Adam Armstrong. At that moment, did you believe that your team could go on and get a positive result?
I felt that the team after the changes was pretty good and on the front foot and pushing them back and getting the ball in their box at least. I know they got a lot of big guys in that box and defended crosses pretty well, but we had a few half opportunities. We scored a good goal. Forward pass, forward run, like I relentlessly talk to them about. It's and yeah, but then when the pin in our bubble was that a really soft goal to kill the game off, really, because I think at 2-1 I stood on the sideline believing we were definitely going to equalise, and yet didn't manifest. And we stand here now having lost a game 3-1, and rightly so. We have to take the criticism and we have to take the questioning of the desire of the team, and I think the team are hard enough on themselves as well. They'll question each other about how that happened today.
Have there been discussions in the dressing room, Tony, among the players about what went wrong today?
Well, listen, the managers or the head coach has done the talking. I generally appeal to them emotionally about the expectations, what this club should expect, what it takes to play for this club. Listen, what happens in dressing rooms of football clubs, the manager, the head coach, doesn't live in the dressing room of the footballers. The footballers have to sort that out. They have to, the big personalities, and maybe there is a lack of real dominant human beings in that dressing room, but the footballers sort it out themselves generally. I know for 20 years when I was a player, if something wasn't going right in the dressing room, it got sorted, and harsh words were spoken to the people that weren't doing the business, basically. So I hope that they're having conversations. I've told them what I think, what I watched today, what I saw. I don't think it's too harsh to say that. I think we lacked a little bit of bravery. They might not like to hear that, but I have to be honest to the public who paid and come and watch and support this team. That was very disappointing today. Where was the real intensity and desire from everybody to put right the difficult day we had at Coventry last week?
Just going into the final two games of the season, what will you be demanding from your players?
Oh, listen, my words are words at the end of the day. Managers try and inspire football teams. They try and give them a cause to fight for, and they try to make sure that when they go out, their hackles are up. They're ready for a fight, but also to be the best team and to play. And and entertain, really. Let's see what the next 2 games bring. For me, I will be watching and seeing the ones who can play with the pressure, the ones who don't want to play with the pressure, the ones who want to play backwards all the time and sideways and safe. The best football teams dominate the game, dominate the ball, have the ball going towards the opposition goal, and then score. And it feels like a wave. You know, again, I go back to, I was that player out there for 20 years. You go to the best arenas, the best teams, you can't get out of your half. You are gasping and hanging on with every sinew and we have to make teams when they come to the Hawthorns feel like that they can't get anywhere near our goal, never mind score 3 goals like they did today. They have to leave here thinking, wow, thank God we don't have to come back here for another year. That's how football should be, I think, and we are lacking the intensity and the drive, I think, internally of the team. And I know it's my job to try and bring it out of them. I feel as if that's what I try to do, to get them to emotionally attach to the support base, to the people who care about this football club. And yet it's really difficult after a game when you suffer a defeat and the lack of intensity in the team. How many times can you see reading off the same hymn sheet? And yet I've said in the past, I like this group of players. I like the team. I like the wide attackers, their individuality. I think, I like technique and talent. I mean, the pass that Diangana played today for Armstrong to dive in behind, the same one he played at Coventry Stadium last week, which was very marginally offside. We need footballers who can play them passes, who can make them runs, and the defenders have to win headers, the defenders have to block shots, the defenders have to make tackles, the midfield players have to play forward passes, the strikers have to score goals and create chances for each other. That's football in a nutshell, really. And around it, you create an environment at work every day where the auxiliary staff love being around them lads and looking after them and getting them fit and keeping them fit and feeding them properly and making sure the pitches are good for them to train on. That's what football clubs are. And we've got a bit to go, I think.